Hello and welcome. In this explainer, we are diving deep into a really powerful idea from our source material. It's this concept that frames our entire existence, every single one of our lives, as a kind of profound journey, a voyage we are all on, heading towards one single ultimate destination, true happiness. So that really begs the question, doesn't it? If we're all traveling through life, day in and day out, where are we actually going? What's the final stop on this massive journey? All right, let's get right into it. The source material kicks off with this amazing idea that all of humanity, every single one of us, is on a shared voyage. It doesn't matter if we're conscious of it or not, we're all passengers on the exact same trip. And this isn't just about getting older, a journey from birth to death. No, it's described as something with a real purpose. Even though it's filled with challenges and problems and all the stuff life throws at us, the whole point, according to the source, is this singular, incredibly hopeful goal at the end. Now, if you're going to go on a journey, you kind of need a map, right? Well, the source lays out our entire existence, the whole shebang, across 5 very distinct stages. Let's take a look at what that map looks like. Okay, so here's the map. It starts way back in the realm of precreation, moves through the realm of lineage, and then, bam, we get to stage 3, the worldly life. That's where we are right now. After this comes the realm of Barzakh, which is the time in the grave, and then finally, the eternal afterlife. But here's the real kicker. This life we're living right now, this third stage, it's the shortest part of the entire journey, by far. So let's zoom in on that third stage, our life here on Earth. The source describes this world as being like a really difficult storm at sea. It's tough, it's chaotic, but it's also incredibly brief when you look at the big picture. So you have to ask, why the struggle? Why the storm? Well, the purpose, as it's laid out here, is that this worldly life is basically a test. All the difficulties we go through are designed to see how we'll act, to reveal our true character through our deeds. And to really put our day-to-day struggles into perspective, the source gives us this this powerful analogy. I mean, think about it. If the entire world is worth less than the wing of a tiny gnat to its creator, what does that say about our small piece of it? It really forces you to see the bigger picture. So, if this world is just a temporary stormy sea, what are we sailing towards? This is where we get to the good part, the destination. The source makes a really important distinction between the kind of happiness we chase after in this life and the true happiness that's waiting for us on the shore. Just look at this breakdown. The happiness we find in this world, it's always a little incomplete, isn't it? It never lasts forever, and there's always some problem or worry mixed in with it. But the happiness of paradise, it's described as perfect, eternal, and completely 100% free from any sadness or pain. So that destination, that shore, it has a name, paradise or Jannah. And it's not just a place, it's the very source of that perfect, unending happiness that deep down every single person is looking for, whether they know it or not. Now, you might be thinking, okay, eternal perfect happiness sounds great, but it also sounds impossibly far away. But then you get this incredible statement which just completely flips that idea on its head. It suggests that this ultimate goal isn't distant at all. It's actually incredibly close. It's right there, totally within reach. So here's the billion-dollar question. How does knowing about this amazing destination actually help us right now, while we're still stuck in the middle of the storm? Well, our source material offers this absolutely beautiful metaphor to explain it. Let's really try to picture this. Imagine you're on a ship, out on this huge, dark ocean. That ship is your life. And it is not a calm cruise. You're being thrown around by massive waves, it's dark, you feel lost, exhausted, totally overwhelmed by the constant struggle. This is what the trials of life can feel like. But then, through all that darkness and chaos, you see it, a tiny light on the horizon. The source says that for any sailor, this is the sweetest, most joyful moment of the entire voyage. It's that first, beautiful sign of land. That light, that's the shore. And that shore, that's paradise. And just seeing it, just knowing that it's real and it's there, is what makes the rest of the brutal journey not just bearable, but actually full of hope. And this is the absolute key. We're offered a tool, a telescope, and that telescope is a perspective of faith. It's what lets you see the shore long before you get there. It gives the whole journey meaning and makes every wave, every hardship so much easier to handle because you know exactly where you're headed.
Okay, so the ship of life has finally reached the shore. The main voyage is over, but it's not quite done. The source describes one final leg of the journey, this time on foot, a crossing over a narrow bridge called the Sirat, which spans over the fires of hell.
And how people cross this bridge isn't the same for everyone. It's described in these really vivid terms. Some believers will cross it as fast as a flash of lightning, others like a gust of wind. The speeds vary, but the goal is the same: to pass over safely to the other side. And then that moment of arrival. Can you imagine it? You've crossed the bridge. The entire long, difficult journey is finally over, and you are standing right there at the very gates of paradise. You've made it.
But then there's one final, really dramatic twist in this whole story. You've arrived, you're at the ultimate destination, the source of all happiness, and the gates are closed.
And on that cliffhanger, that's where we're going to leave it for today. We've looked at the map, we've understood our life as this short but incredibly meaningful voyage. We've reached the shore, we've crossed the final bridge, but we're not inside yet. The source material, being a series, leaves us right here with this incredible sense of anticipation, asking, what happens next?